ZS is coming soon. Okay, friends, subscribers, and all you YouTubers out there, how's it going? And hope everybody is well. There's a few little dramas going on around the world that everybody knows about, and I do not know what's going on. I've got a few computer issues here at the moment, folks. So I'm just going to put up a couple of images with the cannabis protester image to say, oh God, yep, I've got video problems. I've got every problem here today. I don't know what's going on. It is driving me nuts. I still want to do the stream. There we go. I'm going to put that up today. So you're going to get a slideshow today. And yeah. Those of you out there that, going through the same things I'm going through, if you're sick or you can't get your medication, yes, I'm still going through that, and it's causing a lot of people dramas. Right? A lot of people can't get access to them. The doctor that I go to has closed his doors to people, and I've never plugged him. Yet he's closed his door because everybody's going to him because he's the only one that is actually prescribing it, which is wrong. Why? Okay, now if you are a doctor out there, you're an idiot for not prescribing medical cannabis. It friggin' works. It really, truly works. And I've had to just get a loan so I can actually afford some medication, so I can at least minimum reduce my endone down, help me reduce my endone down. And yeah, but today's subject's not actually going to be about anything but a pandemic. What's the true cause of a pandemic? And you're going to have to forgive me for a moment, folks. Someone's at my door. I will be 2 seconds. Sorry, folks, just the chemist dropping off me medication. So yeah, I do apologise for that, folks. And, yeah, not the good medication I need, but the one to help me with an infection in my toe. And yeah, so what really causes a pandemic? All right, pandemics happen through ignorance. They happen through governments, i.e. like Chinese governments, and even our current government in Australia. The American government, every government. But it's also you, me. We are, everybody on the face of this planet is actually responsible for this pandemic, for every pandemic we've ever had, going back. It's been many years since the world has seen a pandemic, and many years since they've seen a pandemic. And how do they start? Well, someone gets sick, or there's an idiot researcher in a Chinese lab that's made a virus, and they've decided to test it on the people downstairs. And trust me, they do. How do I know? Because they did it to my race. My great-great-great-grandfather was one of the syphilis patients. And yeah, it's amazing what you can actually find out if you research your family history. And yeah, he was one of the Aboriginals they tested the virus on and everything like that. And Yeah. So what truly causes a pandemic? As I said, us. All of us. Everybody. And I'm seeing it every day. Australia is getting more and more cases, 2 confirmed here in one of them has recovered, by the way. One of the ones in Newcastle has recovered from the coronavirus. No longer in hospital. Found out that today. I actually went up. I got a cold. I found out I've only got the flu, but I've been worried sick that I was thing. But I've actually I paid for the test, and so I'm just getting tested just in case. And but I've been one of the smart ones, right? I've got the flu and everything like that, but I've been going around and I'm wearing a mask, right? I'm trying to be one of the sensible people out there. And the thing is, if you are not sensible, right, and you are not going through and practicing this and being safe, you might hear a bit of sound for 2 seconds. And yeah, that was just me. Just checking that I'm streaming on all my channels and popping the chat out while I'm at it. So if you are a victim of the pandemic and anything like that, I feel sorry for you. I really, truly do. And if you've lost family that has suffered and has died, we've got over 6,000 deaths. I don't know why. I've got a computer glitch at the moment. I can't bring up my display. I've been trying to get it up this whole time, and unfortunately my display capture on this program is not currently working. And but the whole thing is, we need to actually look at what's truly going on, folks. We really truly do, because if you don't look at what's actually going on, you can't say that you know what's going on, and that is wrong. It's there's so many different problems out there in this world that we've got enough to worry about, and we really do have enough to worry about. But the problem is, with this current event, we are seeing things here, and we are seeing different things happening to people. We are seeing so many people being sick. There are over 6,000 people in Australia tested positive to the coronavirus. That's scary. But there's over 20,000 suspected waiting for test results. That's even scary. Now, how in the fuck have we got so many people in Australia that doctors are convinced they have it? Why? Because we took too long to fucking react. Not just the doctors, not just the government, us. We all took too long to react. G'day, Chariot. How are you, darling? Haven't seen you in a long while. And everybody, I've got the chats up today. I've got major issues with this chat. Driving me nuts. I don't know. Ever since I did the last bloody Windows update, this has happened. So the problem is, we are truly responsible for it. Yeah, I know. I couldn't get a test today. I had to actually go and pay for a test. It was the only way I could do it. It's sort of like, I'll get my money back because apparently it is covered. So but I went to a lab that wasn't sort of doing it. They had the ability, but yeah, it was a bit of a drama. It's like typical. Just in Newcastle, Chariot, we've got 2 in Newcastle. We've got even more. We've had numerous deaths. There was 10 deaths in a nursing home. That's why I'm so freaked out about my mum. She lives in a nursing home, unfortunately. I'm worried about my dad because he goes there every day. He's at risk. He's very old. And also not my real dad, my stepdad. Over the years, I've sort of started to accept him, the way he looked after Mum when Mum had a stroke and everything like that. I gained a lot of respect for that bloke. Had none for him when I was growing up because of the way he treated me, but I've got to give him credence for the way he looked after Mum when she had a stroke. But man, if this was around, maybe Mum might not have had a stroke, because you know what? Mum was on the same damn medicine as I was. G'day, Greg. How are you, mate? Hadn't given you a ring yet, mate, because I've spent half the day standing in line up at the hospital and trying to avoid people while I was there, and to get in there. And they looked at me, tested my temperature, questioned me, and said, no, we're not going to test you and everything, because I haven't actually been overseas. They're only testing people that have been overseas. This is why, if you suspect you have it, you may have to pay for the test yourself. And the thing is, this pandemic is actually quite scary. This may affect our protest. But you still can protest on April 20. Just keep social distance from everybody. Line up down the damn street from his office as if you're in a queue. Talk to everybody in the line and everything. And yeah, it is very scary, folks. It truly, truly is scary. I've got breathing problems. I've got things, but providing I wear a mask and everything when I go out, yeah, I'm not infecting anybody. I clean my hands before I get out of my car. I take sanitizer with me everywhere. And I've been practicing this now for a few days. I've been wearing my mask. And you want to know the strange thing? Everybody's like, we drove through McDonald's. And when I got up the window, I put my mask on. And g'day Aussie, how are you? Miss Q? Yeah. You're definitely an Aussie by the sound of it. And the thing is, we are just as responsible as our governments, and we truly, truly are just as responsible as our governments. Why am I saying that? Because it's up to us to practice and safety. And the idiots out there just wandering down the street laughing at people wearing masks. And I was wearing masks. I saw the Chinese and the Japanese, mate, every one of them I saw all had a mask on. Like other Asian races, no, didn't have one. But the Chinese ones and the Japanese ones, mate, they had their masks on. They're not stupid. They've been through this. They've been through major problems in their countries, so they've been through it. But see, the problem is the Chinese government didn't notify the other governments in time until they got their epidemic, and it started out as an epidemic. Oh, sorry, it just started out as a couple of people, actually. Then that turned into more. And what it bounces off the 6 degrees of separation. And now, how many of you out there have watched the movie 6 Degrees of Separation? Now, if you haven't watched it, go and watch it tonight. See how this one person actually knew everybody and knew that he could con everybody because he knew something, and it was because of that 6 degrees of separation. And it's how it works, and it works in everybody. You think about all your friends. Like, one of my friends, right, is now one of my sister's best friends. But see, I never knew that they were friends when I was younger. I never knew that. I used to go out with these people. I was actually dating her best friend, and never knew that she was actually one of my sister's best friend. She didn't know that my sister was my sister, and this is what it's like. And now the thing is, one person can infect others. Now, people out there that are infected or being quarantined, like there was a guy on the news today, he just got back from being overseas. Now he doesn't know what to do. He's got to self-quarantine. He can't go home. So what's he going to do? He's going to have to go to a motel. But the thing is, if most of us, if you don't have sanitizers, guess what? Go to the fucking bottle-o and buy some scotch That's all hand sanitizer is. Sterilise your hands with fucking alcohol. And I'm not going crooked to you, Patrick. I'm just, you just reminded me of something. And if you don't have hand sanitizer, right, don't worry about it. Now, if you need, and by the way, thanks, Patrick, if you need toilet paper, don't rush out. There is actually plenty of toilet paper, right? Because now they've put a limit. Stores have put a limit, one per customer, just for toilet paper. Some idiot stores are now putting it on food. And let's just say I ripped into Aldi today because everybody knows that I tried to live on $10 a fortnight, but that little bell through the stream wasn't just somebody subscribing. Someone actually donated me $50. I was actually able to go out and purchase some food. And because I had the 50 in the thing, I transferred 50 to a friend's thing. They gave me $50 in return. So I used PayPal. I just gave them the $50 that was donated to me, and my friend gave me the $50. So that way I had cash and I was able to go and buy some groceries. And I went to try and buy those groceries at Aldi. Now, all I had in my shopping trolley was 36 cans of baked beans, because I still need to buy my medication. So I just bought baked beans and one loaf of bread, because that's all the money that was left after I put the fuel in the car to go and get the food. Right? And friggin' Aldi, oh no, you can't have that. I explained everything. I said, look, I'm a disabled pensioner, I don't get out much. You know I buy my groceries here once every 2 weeks, and I buy in bulk. I always buy all my groceries for a 2-week period. Next thing I know, he's taking them out of me fucking trolley. Oh, you can only have 10 cans. I said, mate, that's my food for 2 fucking weeks. I buy it every 2 weeks. I don't care. And Aldi, you're a fucking arsehole for doing it. And that manager is a fucking arsehole. Mayfield West, the grey-headed guy, he's a fucking prick. If you go to Mayfield Aldi, tell him he's a prick. Right? That he did that to a disabled fucking pensioner. And that's fucking wrong. Like, I had no other things in my fucking shopping trolley except 36 cans of baked beans, because that's all the money I had. That's all the money I have now. I was able to go into Woolworths today and actually found some food. I didn't get baked beans, I got other beans. But because of the pricing, do you know how many cans I got? 8. 8 fucking cans of food. That's got to last me 2 fucking weeks. Ridiculous. Or I don't get my medicine. And yeah, it's a fucking joke. It's a fucking joke. And this is why, one of the reasons why I'm pissed at the minister, one of the reasons why I'm pissed at the government. But see, they are also responsible for this. But we are also responsible for everything as well. The mad rush and the idiot Asians that are going in and buying everything and sending it over to their countries. That should be banned, straight up. It's sort of, no matter what, they did it with the baby food, and unfortunately that is what has sparked this. But thank you, Woolworths, for what you have done today. And Woolworths, by the way, is actually now allocating 1 hour for disabled pensioners, seniors, to go in the mornings and beat everybody so they can get their food. And good on you, Woolies. Fucking, I mean it. Good on you. And, sorry, I'm actually quite pissed about this and very, very proud of a company that has done something special for people. But I'm also pissed at the way normal fucking people are ignoring the warnings. Okay, yous all went out and panic bought your masks. Why don't you fucking wear them? Stop the spread of this fucking disease. If you go out in public, you should be wearing a mask. At the moment, we know it's a fucking pandemic. Old fucking people, yeah, old people need fucking food, and thank God for Woolworths. Coles should fucking do it. Aldi should fucking do it. Every fucking supermarket should. Their first hour of operation should just be for seniors and disabled people. So, because, like, we can't fucking beat other people to the shelves because, like, they just run. Old people like me, we fucking walk. And we know we've got to buy groceries and stuff like that. But as I said, like, the thing is, everybody out there is to blame for a fucking pandemic. Going all the way back through fucking history. It's the people and the governments together are responsible for the pandemic. Now, in China, China has actually done the right thing. But see, it wasn't the government that did the right thing. It was the people. And you want to know something? We should start doing the same thing. We should get our neighbourhoods together. We should look after ourselves. If there's an area where people are getting sick, we should make sure that people that we're going to have to get to that stage because it is going to get that bad. People in Australia think, no, it's not going to happen, it's not going to happen. Well, guess what? It is going to fucking happen because every time I go out, I don't see one of yous wearing a fucking mask. You go to Woolworths, do your shopping, go to Coles, do your shopping. The moment you get out of there, sanitise your hands. Now, I was wearing my mask. I saw a young bloke wiping down the things, congratulated him for doing the right thing and everything like that, even though he's told to do it. He was still doing it. He's doing a damn good job of it, by the way. And I made sure a point of telling him to wipe down the ATM terminal that I had to use this morning. And one thing, everybody should be using ATMs because at least they can be wiped down after each person. Cash at the moment is one of the biggest problems we have for the spread of a virus. And trust me, it is cash. We don't know where it's been. We don't know how it's got out there. We don't know who the fuck has it. So cash is, at the moment, is deadly. So trust me, use your cards. Use your cards. And find ways, those of you that barter and things like that. Yeah, disposable gloves, that's another way. If you're scared of touching stuff and everything like that, wear disposable gloves as well. It's sort of... the only people I'm touching, I call my dogs people, and they're the only contact I have at the moment. It's sort of my dogs, and but it's sort of even that is restricted. It's sort of I make sure that they're all okay, everything like that, and feed them. But that's part of raising dogs. You got to look after your animals. But the thing is, this panic buying, right, is stupid. And it really is, right? Because the more you panic buy, the less food for others that desperately need it. This is why Woolworths have done what they have done so that they can assure you, I'm in Australia. This is why Woolworths have done what they have done. Woolworths have done this to protect the elderly so that we can get in there at an hour. See, I fit all those categories. Elderly, disabled, and a senior. Oh, yeah. And old. And I'm sick at the moment, but I make sure I'm wearing a fucking mask. By the way, the best mask to wear is a N97 mask. One suitable for asbestos. A surgical mask will only protect you from spreading the virus. Right, that's it. A surgical mask, that's all a surgical mask is good for. Except unless it's one of the hospital ones, they're a bit better than the ones that you buy at the chemist. And but the best one is an N97 mask. And that's it. You picked up on the illness in China in mid-third week, in November. Yeah, it's sort of... but see, we didn't know about it till the third week. China knew there was something deadly because there were deaths by the third week. And thank you very, very much, Chariot. You, like, all you guys are great. It's sort of, and you do a great job for me, Chariot. I really do appreciate what you guys do and everything. So have a good night, Chariot. and everything. I'm sorry I'm streaming so late, but I had to get this out there because, like, after going to the hospital today, they weren't even practicing. So I think I was the only one practicing social isolation. And yeah, this still is going on. I've still got the bloody problem with what's going on with this chat. So it's sort of, I still can't get DLive chat into this chat room. It drives me nuts. Yeah, my doctor wouldn't even let me go into the surgery. Because when I wanted the test, she knew I was sick, and because see my temperature spiked at 41 degrees last night. That's why I went to the hospital. They checked me out, and but I didn't get checked out by a doctor. I got checked out by a what do they call the nurses now? Practitioner. Yeah, because nurses here can diagnose. They've got a special classification if they do the training. So that's how I was diagnosed today. But I still wanted the test. But the thing is, if all of you out there practice good social isolation, good sense, like if you get a cold like me, put a fucking mask. Don't you dare go out in public with a fucking mask. Don't go to work. Don't go to fucking TAFE. Don't go to fucking college. Do the right fucking thing. I have stopped myself from going anywhere except for food and the doctors. That's it. They're the only two places I'm going. I make sure that I clean my hands. I make sure that I'm wearing my mask and I do not go into public otherwise. And we should do that when we get a flu or a cold anyhow. That should be standard law in any country, that you must wear a mask. And I mean it should be passed as a law. And I really do mean this. If the government is actually listening, because I know they do watch these streams because I'm protesting against them, and I tell them to watch my streams, if they put into effect, if every country put into an effect a law that if you are suffering from a cold, flu, whatever, one, you shouldn't go to school, you shouldn't go to work, you shouldn't go out in the public without wearing a mask. That should dead set be a law. Anyway, I don't care what anybody says and I don't care what anybody thinks. That should be a law in every country. And I mean a law. Why? Because it will stop pandemics from fucking happening. Yes, the coronavirus is caused by touch. Oh yeah, that fucking hurt going up the nasal. They put it in my mouth and rubbed that one around. Then they stuck the second one in, rubbed it around my mouth and shoved it up my nose. But it was worth the money. I'll know in 5 days that I'm exactly what the hospital told me that I got the flu. But it was worth it. I want to be sure. But I'm still going to protect myself, and I'm going to protect everybody when I go out. And to make sure that it happens. Now, if your family comes down with it, none of you should be going out. You should be isolated. Yeah, I know there's a shortage of masks. Guess why? Because, see, all the mask manufacturers, even if they are an Australian company, stop making masks, closed their factories down and sent the work overseas. But guess what? Most people that own these type of factories actually still have the factories and still have the equipment, and they're most probably trying to sell it. Guess what? They would still have the ability to reset their factories up really quick. And if they're smart enough, they will. And they will turn around and make a shitload of fucking money. And it's... what? Fuck up the noise. I don't know what you mean, Patricia. Fuck up the noise. I know that's what you're saying. Patricia, in this channel, that you can say that word in the chat. It's not filtered. That's one word in this channel that is not filtered. The C word is. But the thing is, folks, if you are sick, right? If you are sick, wear a mask. For fuck's sake, no matter what you have, no matter when you get it, But with the coronavirus, yes, if you are definitely sick, whether you've got a sniffle, wear a fucking mask. Because that virus that you've got could turn into a pandemic. You think about it. Every fucking virus that we get can turn into a fucking pandemic. Everything can turn into a pandemic. Anything that is viral can turn into a pandemic. And this is the proof. The coronavirus is the proof. Even though everybody now knows that it was started, the coronavirus was made in a lab above that wet chain. They're blaming the animals, the Chinese are blaming the animals. But since the evidence came out, we all know. Right, see, this is the other problem. China covered that up. Shit like that shouldn't happen. Scientists that are fucking with these viruses, whether they're making them, I don't know why they're making viruses. That is stupid. They're making fucking viruses. And it's bullshit. Abomination of desolation. I don't think it causes found out the coronavirus test. No, the test. No. How can the coronavirus turn into the abomination of desolation? Man, only God's going to do that. It's sort of, yeah, that's good. No, you don't even have to do that, JH, you don't have to do that. I almost called you BB, I saw the BB. You can say that word, you can say fucking, you can say fuck. In my channel, it's allowed. YouTube, as long as I say it, you can say it. But do not say the C word. I will block that C word, and you will get monitored, and you will get a 3-minute penalty in the box. Everybody knows that about my channel. That's the one word I will not accept. I've accidentally said it, but I apologise. And if you do it and go into a timer when you come back, you apologise as well. Or you go back into the penalty box. And yes, I got a penalty box and I use it, and my moderators use it. Trust me, my moderators are great. But the thing is, we are... Oh, hello, Terry. How are you, darling? We are the cause. The government is the cause. But you want to know something? Our kids are a bigger cause. If your kids are sick, you must teach them not to go near other kids, no matter how fucking much they want. Tell them to stay in their fucking room. Let them fucking think. See, the problem is, the flu can kill as well, Tonya. Thank you very, very much. The flu can kill. I know someone with that name. You're not the person I think you are. Oh, hope yeah. I'd love to have you on the channel if you're the person I think you are. Oh, okay, no, you're in the US. I've got a friend with the same name. Exactly the same name, Tonya. A very good friend too. The thing is, the flu can kill. We've had flu epidemics. We haven't had a flu pandemic for many, many, many years. We have had a couple of flu pandemics over the years. I've lived through 2 of them, but mainly flu epidemics in certain countries, and they've never ever gone above to pandemic. Pandemics haven't happened for quite some years. But the problem is, if we practice safe isolation, right? Now, and if you've got a cold, go shopping, but wear a fucking mask. If you don't have a mask, you can fucking make one. See, the problem is, when you cough and sneeze, right, that goes over everybody. So if you've got a cold, put a fucking bandana around your face. If you can't buy a mask, wrap a bandana around your face. Now, there are these really, I didn't think they were cool at the time, but they're these ones, you see them on Survivor, those bandanas they wear on Survivor. I can never work out how the fuck they put them on their head. I've got 2 of them and I can never work out how to use them. But I thought of one thing. They would be good for making a thing to stop me coughing on people if I've got a cold and shit like, just pull it up. Anybody who says, why you got that over here? I've got a cold. It's the spray of your thing. Yeah, you spray it into the mask. That's the object of wearing a mask. Yeah, buffs. Yeah, the Survivor buffs. And they are just as effective, because if you have a cold, there should be dead set, Like, as long as you're wearing a mask, yeah, that's safe enough to go out. That's protecting the people around you. And tell them that you've got a cold and they need to wipe down the machine after you use it, like I did today. I've done that since I've had the cold. I've worn a mask since I caught this cold. And the thing is, I make sure that I always... Yeah, your borders, Michelle, your borders should be shut, and ours are. We're at stage 1 of shutting the border down, just so that we can get everybody home. And but like, if you come here on holidays, and I'm telling the world, if you've got plans to come to Australia, don't come to Australia. We have coronavirus, and you're going to get locked down for 2 weeks. A young girl was on the news tonight. Got off the plane. Said, I'm here for 2 weeks. Don't know what to do. Can't find anything to do. She's going to be locked up in her motel room. And if the motel doesn't lock her down, doesn't make sure she gets... Well, she's going to have to make sure she gets food. And now, this is the other thing as well. See, this is going to be a problem for a lot of people in this situation. The government needs... And I'm going to ring the government about it tomorrow. And trust me, that call I'm going to make now that I'm stuck at home, right? That little call that I'm going to make is not going to be Wednesday now. It's going to be tomorrow. And I'm going to ring the minister's office, and I'm actually going to talk about this to them, because this is shit they don't think of. This is why we have a fucking pandemic, because the governments, this is where they're fucking up. They're not doing it. See, okay, if they're not ensuring that these people that are coming into our country that have just got isolated for 2 weeks, they've got to make sure that they can get food. And to make sure they don't get ripped off, the government's going to have to pass a law that any of these hotels that rip off their people that have... well, you don't wear a motorcycle helmet into a place, you'll get arrested. Trust me, you will. You use a bandana or something like that. You tell them, well, that it's for the thing. And luckily, they will know that that's what it is. Yeah, thieves are still going to be thieves. Thievery is sort of wrong. Yeah, it's always been wrong. But the thing is, wearing a mask is different to wearing a hoodie and a mask. Wearing a mask is only to protect the people around you. You don't put a hoodie up. You don't if you're going in with a cold, take your hoodie off. Walk in, as long as you're wearing a mask or a bandana over your face, and they say something to you, just say, look, I've got a cold, I'm just protecting you. And you've got to do that. It's sort of, WestJet and things like this. This is wrong, that they are charging more money. There's people out there and companies out there that are going to try and rip everybody off. Governments are going to have to put laws in place. It's going to get tough. We have been, today in the news, we were advised as an elderly or disabled person to self-isolate for 4 months. Serious. We were advised today. If we're sick, i.e. with my immune system down because of what happened to me last year, I've been advised to self-isolate for 4 months. I'm trying to organise with the college to get online lessons, or somehow get the teacher to teach to get them set up webcams in all my rooms so that I can do my lessons, and so that I can see what's going on if they're going to do a lecture and stuff like that. Price gouging is wrong. That should be standard in a thing. Laws, standardising prices and bringing prices. 4 months, I'm not joking. They have seriously told us 4 months. Because they think that's how long this is going to go on for. Self-isolation doesn't mean that you're going to be totally locked down, i.e. with what Woolworths has done. It means that we're going to be able to go and shop when young people aren't around that are carrying it. And you might be carrying... Now, I heard a couple of people online, one of my favourite YouTubers, the way that he was talking about the coronavirus and everything like that. I'm not going to mention his name because I don't want to embarrass him, and I love his work. But the thing is, it's sort of the way he was talking about the coronavirus, it was a bit wrong. Sort of some of the stuff that he said and everything like that did piss me off a little bit, but I'm not going to rubbish him. That's why I'm not mentioning his name. I think he knows who he is because I do contact him, I think. You wear your respirator. The respirator's not going to protect you, man. It's sort of, that respirator, I know the one you're talking about now. That'll definitely protect you. But the thing is, it's you've got to turn around and you've got to. Oh no, Greg's on another channel. That's what's going on. He's on the other channel, and you'll see if you see by the way, if you see a restream bot on my channel, folks, it's just someone else on one of the other channels. I'm streaming to 9 channels. That's what's actually going on. I found a way to stream to 2 YouTube channels. Using Restream, as long as you use one's got to be on live and one's got to be on event, and that's the only way you can restream to 2 YouTube channels. But the thing is, it's sort of, we've got to stop these things from happening, and we still can help prevent it getting any worse, because everybody on the face of this planet has to start practicing self-isolation, wearing a mask when they are sick. And trust me, I am now going to lobby the government. So if Australia gets a law where if you get a cold you've got to wear a mask, blame fucking me, because I'm going to start lobbying the government to actually bring that into law, because it should have been made a law many years ago. We wouldn't get these flu epidemics if it was. If someone in a family gets the flu, everybody fucking gets the flu. Everybody gets it. And it sort of drives everybody absolutely nuts, because you go to college. This is what happened to me. I went to college. I've actually been sick for 2 weeks. It started out as a little bit of a cold, but unfortunately because of my immune system, it has actually gotten bad. And it proved that last night. I got a temp of 41 degrees. I actually had to get a friend to go to the servo last night and drop ice at my front door at 1 o'clock in the morning, so that I was advised to take an ice bath, because my temperature was so high and it was cold. But I was so hot that it actually felt relaxing. Trust me, if your temp's up at 41, jump in an ice bath, man, you feel so much better. It's cold when you first get in, but mate, your temp comes down pretty quick. Only lasted about 5 minutes in there, but it brought my temp down until the Panadol kicked in and worked. And I've been taking flu tablets all day with Panadol. And but the thing is, it's us that cause these things. And if you go to work and let's just say I wasn't happy with my chemist the other day, he's sitting there with a cold, working, dishing out medications. So he's spreading that cold to everybody. That's wrong. That's fucking wrong. Especially if you are a medical professional and you go to work sick, you should be charged. I'm sorry, because we have a nursing home down in Sydney. 10 people dead. How did that happen? I reckon it was a staff member brought it into work. They went near somebody that actually had coronavirus. They didn't know they had coronavirus. They most likely got sick. But see, a lot of the time you don't know if you're carrying the coronavirus. What's this? $50 US? Yeah. What? What's going on? Oh, sorry, you're talking about, for a packet of, yeah. Now, the thing is, it's sort of, it's just wrong, price gouging. But we can help prevent this getting any worse, but it's up to us. It really is. And I know everybody on the Cannabis Protester channel, I'm really, really sorry that I'm not actually doing it. And yes, I've got Cannabis Protester going to all my channels, because that's what I'm doing. It sort of, I am going to talk about it in a minute, but I do want to get this out about the coronavirus and how to help prevent the thing. Now, I want every one of you that's listening to this, start telling people to do the same fucking thing. If they are sick, to wear a mask. Tell them to come and watch this fucking video and listen to it. Yeah, and tell fucking people to make sure that they follow these rules. And I mean it. If the government brings in this law that if you've got a cold you should be wearing a mask, blame me, and I don't give a fuck. I really don't give a fuck if anybody blames me. Because if the teacher hadn't come to class with a cold, I wouldn't have got fucking sick. I was ready to go back to college. I'd have started feeling well, and then bang, I started sniffling, and because see, people think they're over the cold. A lot of the time you're not. Sometimes it takes. How many times have you guys had a cold, thought you got over it, and then you got sick again, then blame someone else for getting you sick? Doesn't happen. Some colds are like that. Some flus are like that. You think you're getting better, but you're not. You're just going through an adjustment period where your body has fought it, thinks it's won, then all of a sudden your system goes down again and bang, you're sick again. And you blame somebody else for getting you sick. The only person to blame is yourself because you stopped taking your meds or you hadn't been looking after yourself. Let's just say I'm going through chicken soup like nothing else. But when I go out, I'm wearing a mask. I am practicing social isolation, and I don't give a fuck what people, like they look at a bloke with a bandana on his head, right? And by the way, I'm wearing my bandana everywhere. Why? Because if I do see someone else sick, it's going over my mask as well. That way I carry it with me, but I generally do wear a bandana all the fucking time, so people can't see me grey fucking hair. But the thing is, it's up to us. And if we don't practice it, and I mean everybody doesn't practice fucking socialisation, right, you're a fucking idiot. I mean it. If you have laughed at somebody, Tony wants your PayPal. Who wants my PayPal address? Tonya. Tonya, if you want my PayPal, all you do, you go to the main channel page, and you'll see it up in the that picture where it shows the channel description and everything, and then underneath it, it's all about your channel. It's always in your about page, and it's always in my about page. You can any links like Facebook, shit like that, and you add them to your channel, they go up in there. You just click on it, and it's generally in most videos. I don't know if it's in this one. But you just go to my about page. If anybody wants the PayPal, just go to that. Now, the thing is, it's got to be us that help. Oh, g'day, Teresa. How are you? They've got to work out, and every school, every college should be shut today. And I mean it. I got this from a school. I got this from a teacher. And this is one thing as well. Teachers should pay a fine. I don't give a fuck if you're a teacher, because it was a teacher that gave me this. Right? I don't give you a fuck if you are a teacher. You need to be fined if you go to work with a cold or a flu. Anything. If you do that, you're a bastard, and you need to be fined for it. I never go to college when I'm sick. I always ring in sick and say, I can't come, I've got the cold. I've got a cold, I'm not coming to work, I'm not coming to tech. And this is why these things happen. This is what I mean. We are just as responsible as our governments. Because idiots that get sick, oh, it's just a cold. Well, that cold can turn into a fucking pandemic. That cold can turn into an epidemic. That cold can turn into fucking your whole family, your whole college getting sick. I know there's 4 people in my class sick from the same event that I caught. The same teacher, most probably. One of them's a real crook. I advised him to go and get checked out by the hospital. It's, yeah, martial law could even be needed. Martial law could even be fucking needed. It's not a joke. It's sort of, we really need to fucking turn around and do it. It's sort of, maybe if people were forced into this, but yes, I do believe there should be a law. I really do believe there should be a law that everybody needs to wear a mask when they are sick. They shouldn't go to college. They should, yeah, be able to go shopping and shit like that and go to doctors and things like that. But they should put that mask on when they're going to their car. If there's people around, go to your car. If they've got family, they should be wearing it at home. And yes, you can practice a sort of socialisation at home. If your kid is sick, they stay in the bedroom. Whether they like it or not, put the fucking TV. Yeah, I got masks. Everybody's smart people are preppers. Smart. This is why people prep, folks. If you are not a prepper, when this is over, become one. You should have 6 months worth of water. That's a must, because if something happened with water, yeah, it could take 6 months to fix a major problem with water. That's why they recommend 6 months per person in your household of water. I got a 5,000 litre fucking tank of water. I didn't fill it with rainwater, I filled it with tap water. Yeah, it cost me 5,000 litres in my bill, but I filled it with fucking normal water, only because someone tried to pinch me tank. And but the thing is, it's got 5,000 litres of water in it. And if you are not a prepper, you need to become one. After this, become a prepper. The object is, okay, they reckon 3 months worth of food. Smart people go 6. But the problem is with food, the way food is packaged these days, it doesn't last 6 months. You build a rotating system for your cans. You rotate your food. You only buy the tinned food that you know that you like and eat. You do buy a bit of survival food. You work out how to introduce that into your things. And you rotate the food. So not just, see, the supermarkets don't stock food in their stores anymore so they can have more floor space. They stock it at a warehouse. This is one of the reasons we have a food shortage. Right? Because Woolworths, Coles, everybody like that took out their storage space. They should reclaim some of their car parks and build a fucking small warehouse so this shit doesn't happen again. So, see, there are all little problems with pandemics. Epidemics are just, an epidemic is pretty much where a country's got it. That's an epidemic, or a couple of countries. But when as many countries as have it now and with as many deaths, that's a pandemic. And if you don't think a pandemic is real, look what's fucking going on now. It is officially a pandemic. Now, see, a good thing, as I was telling everybody the other week, I was broke, trying to afford my thing. I had to eat my story. That's one of the reasons why I've got to try and buy food again, because I actually don't have any more prep food. I only had a certain amount of food, and I've actually been using it because I've been trying to save up for the medicine. I had enough to get me through the last week while I was trying to survive. And, yeah, okay, sorry. Michelle, okay. Michelle, you can put a message, if you want to donate money for my food, you don't have to, okay? You don't have to. But if you do, just put a notice on the thing telling me what it's for. Yeah, I do know that PayPal is for the movie. That's all the person did with the donation last night, was they put a note on it saying, Tony, this is so you can go and get some food. But the thing is, we have got to get together and work together and do everything together. And it's only working together. What's the P word? I don't know what you're talking about, the P word. Teresa, honestly, darling, you can, okay, if you want to know how to stop the shelves from running out, you don't go and buy a trolley full of food, right, with the same food and then do it that way. You don't do it now. It's too late now. Go in every day and do a shop every day. Oh, the pandemic. Yeah, I'm going to say the pandemic all the fucking time because that's what it fucking is. It's a pandemic. It is a pandemic. Why has it become a pandemic? Because all of us, or not all of us, I made sure I've done the right thing, but most of us haven't done the right fucking thing. Most of it, oh, just a cold, don't worry about it. That's what my teacher said. Just a cold. If you ever found, like, this is the only way pandemics are going to stop. The governments truly have to put laws in that state if you have a cold, you must be wearing a mask. Full stop. Full stop. And I really am going to, like, when I ring him tomorrow about the cannabis medicine, I'm actually going to talk to him about, I'm not going to get talk to the minister, I'm only going to talk to one of his underlings, and trust me, they are great. If you ever talk to the government, you generally never get to talk to the minister unless you do what I do and write numerous letters until they finally talk to you, and always treat them with respect. Trust me, they want a lot of the stuff that we want because they're only underlings. They have to do what they're told. And the thing is, when these things happen, we all have to work together, and if we don't work together and we don't tell people that we're sick, i.e. we've got a cold, oh, it's just a cold, don't worry about it, right? That's not telling people you're sick. Yeah, it is telling them you're sick, but it's saying, well, I'm sick, but I don't give a fuck if you get it. And it's wrong. It really is fucking wrong that people that are sick, that are going out without any coverage over their face and don't clean their hands when they get in the car and, oh yeah, that's something else. When you're out, because of a pandemic, you shouldn't just be, if you've just gone shopping, this is what I do. If I go shopping, go into the supermarket, even though I've got a cold, when I get back in that car, right, clean your car the moment you get out of it. So the next time you get in there, just in case you're well, you don't reinfect yourself. Clean your house. I've been running around fucking disinfecting my whole house every day. But these are the things that we need to practice. Because if we don't practice them, oh yeah, it's sort of, you've got to be like that, Greg. You must be like that. If you're sick, yeah, tell your staff that not to come in. Full stop. It should be, and it should be fucking brought. It needs to be. Oh well, I'm sick, but I need the money. I gotta get the money. Fuck the money. There should be a benefit for people that are sick for too fucking long. It's called the sickness benefit in Australia. If you're sick for too long, you get a sickness benefit. But yes, if you're sick, stay at home just because, yeah, everybody needs to feed their fucking family. But guess what? You can be broke. Trust me, I'm going through that right fucking now. I'm broke. This is why you prep. You prep so that when this shit happens or you get sick, see, that's one of the reasons I prep. So that when I do get sick, I don't have to go out. Or if I'm broke, I can eat my food because I've got enough food, I've got enough water. I've even got some soft drink. Don't drink that very much, but that's mainly for my alcohol. But see, these are one of the reasons why people prep. And unfortunately, there are some preppers that don't practice good prepping. Good prepping means that, one, if you are broke, right, and you can't go to fucking work, you use your prep food. Oh no, I can't do that, that's for the end of the world. Well, this could be the fucking end of the world for you if you don't practice good fucking prepping. Good prepping means you prep for a reason. You prep for every contingency. One of those is, I can't go to work. I'm sick. Right? That is one of the 75 bottles. Man, that's not enough. Teresa, I got a pallet of water. A pallet. Just for myself. I got 6 months worth of water plus the 5,000 litre. But that one's for a major problem, because trust me, in Australia we get major water pipe problems sometimes. And it can take days to fix it. If you don't want to drink fucking bottled water, but you're too late now, but it's just going to be considered rushing out. This is why you prep. You should have one room dedicated to prepping in your house. If you don't have one, make one. Use your basement, use your attic. Right? I keep it in the house with me so I can protect the fucking thing. And I don't care what people fucking say. If people go past and I've had coppers come in my house and everything like that when I was still having the gun license. They come and check on you regularly and make sure your guns are safe. And that's standard in our country. And it should be in every country, by the way. And the whole point of it is, holy fuck. Man, the Anunnaki never circumcised themselves. I just a picture of the Anunnaki come up and there's an uncircumcised little fella sitting there. I was going, what the fuck? Carved into a wall sculpture. Sorry, it just made me laugh. It took my mind off it. But the thing is, in an apartment, Teresa, you still can prep. If you live in an apartment, if you live on your own, even if you've only got one room, even when I lived in a studio apartment when I worked at the nightclub, I lived and Greg can verify it, I lived right next door in a hotel next door, and because they leased out some of their rooms as rentals. And the thing is, I was a prepper. I had one cupboard full of food. Back then, I could only store about most probably 6 weeks worth of food, but I stored it in my cupboard. I had a bar, everything in my room, and I used to store a lot of stuff in my bar. Half of it was alcohol, but I used to store a lot of my prepping stuff in the bar. It doesn't matter if you're alone, Teresa. You still can store food in an apartment. Do you know what a studio apartment is? One room and a toilet. I lived in one of those for 7 years. 7 years, and I still prepped. Because there are the times that you are sick and can't go to fucking work. Right? And Greg can vouch for this. My boss sacked me every year for 4 weeks. Every fucking year he sacked me. Why? Because I wouldn't take holidays. I had such a good job. I didn't want to take a fucking holiday. So my boss seriously sacked me. And this is why preppers prep, or good preppers prep, for the eventuality if they can't earn a quid, they need to have food and water, food and the necessities they need for that period of time. And this should be a good example of why. How do you become a prepper? Well, you don't need to go out and buy thousands of cans all at once. How you become a prepper is every time you go shopping, you got $10, right? Some food 3 years old might not be any good, Terry. You've got to rotate your food. You actually use your prep food. You don't just store, when it comes to food, you don't just store it, you use it. You just have more than you would use, but you rotate the stock. That's what prepping is. You rotate the... there were many times back in those days I couldn't fucking afford food. I was on a good fucking wage up there, but I still couldn't afford food. I had a wife that used to fucking take most of the money off me, spend it on her fucking luxury dresses and fucking white leather jackets. That white leather jacket I used to wear used to be hers, but it was a good leather jacket. But I paid for it, so I used to wear it. But the thing is, it's sort of... I know, Teresa, this is why it's empty because people don't prep. People don't prep. Everybody on the face of this planet should be a fucking prepper. It is for the eventuation if you are ill, if you are broke, if you are lost your job. Oh God, I can't imagine how many times I've used my prep food for losing my job. Fucking so many times. I've used my prep food for losing my job. You think about it. How long does it take to get a job again? Sometimes it can take months. Sometimes it can take a lot of months to get another job. But in Australia, it takes 6 weeks to get a benefit. You lose your job, you've got to wait 6 weeks to get any money. Everybody in Australia should be a prepper and have minimum 6 fucking weeks work. Yeah, if everybody prepped, there would not be panic buying. I'm actually going to, my next show, I'm going to talk about panic buying. Why people are panic buying, because they don't prep. I had to go and buy fucking food the other day, but see, the problem is I had to live off my food. When I got sick, I've had other problems. I've had a few money issues lately and everything because of my medication, and I've had a few other problems like everybody else. I'm in debt like everybody else. And I've had to use all my prep food. But the thing is, I have survival food. Now, the survival food, that sort of food will last you 3 years, 10 years, some of it. I think 10 years is the max on all the survival. I think it's 10 years on my survival food. What survival food is, a lot of it's dried and things like that. It's actually, some of it's expensive if you go to the wrong shops, or they're gouging you for survival food. Some shops do that, by the way. And the whole point is that if you are smart, you don't use your survival food unless it's running. If you've got survival food and it sort of... oh, thank you very much. Oh, it doesn't matter. It'll come in... it's automatically translated into... You do that in PayPal. You translate it into Australian dollars immediately. It's set up, people donate, or you just go into PayPal and you just transfer it into Australian dollars. Doesn't cost anything. But the whole point is, and thank you very much. I do appreciate that, Michelle. But I'm not doing this show to get money. I'm not. Yeah, that's what I mean. MREs are expensive. This is what I mean. It's sort of, they should be. It's sort of just different things, but survival foods, therefore surviving something, an event. But they can still be used for these situations. I'm almost at the stage where I've got to use my survival food. And, but the whole thing is, if you don't prep, okay, how can I make hand sanitizer if I'm on your own? Easy. Teresa, go to the bottle shop, buy some fucking vodka. That's sanitizer with a bit of flavour. You can drink that sanitizer. That's all sanitizer is, folks, is alcohol. That's all it is. They mix a bit of detergent with it, but you don't have to mix detergent with it. Sanitizer, alcohol sanitizes fucking everything, kills everything. My dogs have got, my pups have got really sharp claws. And let's just say 2 of them got them cut today because they jumped on me and scratched both of my fucking arms. And so I cut their nails today. But how did I sanitize it? Because I did not want to waste my sanitizer. How I treated it, I got the bottle of scotch that sits beside me on a daily basis. And yes, there's always a bottle of scotch that sits beside my chair. Why? Because I have 1 nip a day. No matter what, I have 1 nip a day. I'm allowed 2 a day. It's recommended that I have 2 to thin my blood. And okay, yeah. some alcohol is 40%, but sanitizer's not 100%. Alcohol and water, that's all sanitizer is, with a bit of detergent in it. That's all sanitizer is. And most of the alcohols that they have, you can get, I've got 180 proof, 180% alcohol. 180 proof up there. It's called Bundaberg rum. Don't drink that every day. That's for special occasions. But it's sort of, that's another subject for another day. I'll tell you something about that. Yeah, you only need soap. Yeah, that's something else. You only need soap to sanitise. But if you've got a wound, like I have, I've got 2 wounds. I've got one on each arm, unfortunately, as I said. The pups have got very sharp claws. Any alcohol is a sanitizer. Teresa, do you know what they used through the Civil War in America? Whiskey. Plain fucking whiskey. Do you know that you can use mouthwash? Alcoholic mouthwash. Do you know what alcoholic mouthwash was? Yes, alcoholic mouthwash. Do you know why kids drink alcoholic mouthwash? Because it's alcohol in it. This is why they put a few things in it to make it taste like shit, but they still can drink it. Just get a big boost of fucking thing. It's just alcohol. Moonshine. I make my own moonshine. But these can sanitise things. But the problem is, it's sort of, you can sanitise your house with alcohol. I'm just going to smell a bit because it's got a scent from the whiskey barrel. A lot of people don't know that whiskey's made in a old wine barrel. So that's what puts the flavour and the taste and the smell into whiskies, is the barrels. It's not just the timber, it's what was in it before. Like Scotch whiskey is made in a port barrel. A proper Scotch is made in a port barrel. Bourbon is made, I can't think what barrel they use for, rubbing alcohol. Yeah, rubbing alcohol is another good one. It can be used for a sanitizer. Any alcohol, even wine. But there's a few impurities in wine. I wouldn't recommend it. It's only 4% alcohol. But for a cleaning product, yeah, you can clean with wine. It's sort of any alcohol. It's got alcohol in it. That's all it is. Yeah. In the old days, they used to give alcohol not just to clean the wound, Greg. Yeah, they did. They drank it as well. But because they give the man a drink, tell him to drink some, and then they poured it over the thing. Then they cut his leg off. Then they pour it over it again. That's how good alcohol is. If you run out of sanitizer, maybe I should do a show on fucking what to do for fucking all these products that they have. Oh, by the way, if you run out of toilet paper, guess what? Newspaper. Guess what we used to use in the fucking old days? Newspaper. Fucking newspaper. Man, I used to have to sit on a chemical fucking toilet. Yeah, Listerine. Listerine was actually invented as a sanitizer. And they realised that they could use it for cleaning wounds. You can use anything with strong alcohol, and trust me, Listerine, the alcohol content in that is pretty fucking high. Very high. Because they use surgical alcohol in that. Just watered down. Same way alcohol is watered down. See, what surgical alcohol is, it hasn't been into a barrel, right? It hasn't been through the flavouring process. That's what surgical alcohol is. I could go into my room tonight, I could make 20 litres of surgical alcohol without a problem. I own a distiller. I make my own whiskey. I can make rum. I can make anything I fucking want, as long as I don't sell it. I've been making my own stuff for years, and and by the way, if you make fucking alcohol, make sure you throw away the 200 fucking mils, the first 200 mils, because that's fucking methanol. Now, yeah, I know, yeah, they tell you not supposed not, but if you're desperate, Greg, you don't need. See, the thing with newspaper is you don't need as much. You only need one thin piece. That generally wipes your ass. Many a time I've had to use fucking newspaper. Many a time I've had to use fucking newspaper. I had to use, when the toilet paper ran out, guess what I used for 3 days? Newspaper. Fucking newspaper. And I'm not joking. I used newspaper. I found a newspaper and went and wiped my ass with newspaper. You can use a leaf. Don't use poison ivy if you live in America. I've heard about those things when people have gone in the bush and grabbed a bit of poison ivy. Yeah, I got to admit, I got to laugh about that one. But the whole thing is, you can prevent a pandemic because you are also responsible for the pandemic. Everybody on the face of this fucking... Yeah, Kleenex. The hand towels. People have realised the hand towels can be used. You don't need as much with hand towels. You just need one. One fucking little hand towel. I've got napkins. In an emergency. When the toilet paper, I've got to admit, after the newspaper, I was able to buy some napkins. I used them for about 3 days until I was able to successfully buy some dunny paper. But I'm not afraid to tell people that shit, because these are the things that we have. If you have a need and you don't know what that need is, look it up, find out what it is. See, I treat wounds with different things that people say, why do you use that? Yeah, I'm going to allow that one to be blocked. Yeah. Certain things I won't allow. Sorry, Space Funky, yeah, just be careful. But see, you have to be smart. You have to look at different things. Soap. Don't have any soap? You can make soap. How do you make soap? Get a bit of oil, get a bit of detergent, mix them together. Guess what? You've got soap. Yep. You've got soap. What? It's not hydroponics, that's a fish tank. It's got fish in it. They're called discus. I haven't filled it up. I've been sick and I've been lazy. That's the fish tank. That's the water, oxygenating the water. Anybody will tell you that. Everybody knows my fish tank. That's my trademark, isn't it, Greg? My fish tank. But the thing is, we've got to stop this pandemic ourselves, right? The government can't... It's not just up to the government to stop this pandemic. It's up to us. It truly is up to us to stop this pandemic. Because the only way that we can stop this pandemic is for idiots like they're out there that are laughing at people like me that are wearing a mask because I've got the flu, to stop laughing and go and put a fucking mask on when they've got the flu. Because I guarantee you I'm not going to stop lobbying the government until there is a law made in Australia. I'm even going to write to fucking Trump about it. Make it so there's a law that if you have a cold, even if you have a cold, you've got to wear a mask. And it should be fucking mandatory. It really fucking should be. But how are we going to stop the pandemic now? Follow what we've been told to do. Wear a fucking mask. This is what I mean. All the masks have been bought up. Where the fuck are they? Why aren't you using them? Oh, well, it's not bad yet. How does it get bad? Because you haven't put your fucking mask on. That's how you die. And then you go and visit somebody in hospital or you work in a hospital and you got a cold, or you got the virus, and you think it's a cold. 10 people are now dead because someone thought, well, it's only a cold. 10 people dead in Australia because someone thought it was only a cold. They went into that nursing home. Now 10 people are fucking dead. It's not the people in the nurses' home's fault. They're at the stage of life where it's up to us to look after them, and someone going into a nursing home when they've even got a cold is the wrong fucking thing. A lot of people don't know about a couple of nursing homes. There was recently a flu epidemic last year. Over 320 people died in those nursing homes. Public never went public. It never got public. Only reason we know about it is because we've got a mother in a nursing home, and it was one of the nursing homes where they lost quite a lot of people. And this is why it's wrong to go to work, to go to college, to send your kids to school if they've got a cold. If your child has got a cold, take their word for it. If they've got a cold, they've got a cold. There's an easy way to check. Okay, yeah, look for the telltale signs of their temperature. Just examine their room. Fucking make sure they haven't got any fucking little tools and everything like that, and sort of hot water bottles, and put their hot water bottle on their face, make sure they haven't got that. Just check their fucking room. Send them to the fucking doctor. Don't not send them to the doctor. Take them to the fucking doctor yourself. Make sure if the doctor says it's not a cold, send them fucking home. Send them to school. But if you think they have a cold or a thing, it's up to us. And it's only us that are going to stop these pandemics from happening. Maybe this is a lesson for all of us in the world to wake up and start practicing proper hygiene. Yeah, it's sort of smart girl, Michelle, smart girl. It's sort of, unfortunately, in China, it makes everything. This is why sending everything over to China, and like, I don't make my product in anywhere but Australia, by the way. I make the ZS in Australia. Still trying to make enough to release it. That's why no one knows what the fuck it is. Because I don't have enough to put on the supermarket shelves yet. I need to put them on everybody's supermarket shelf before I go public. And only a few people in Newcastle know what it is, because I did all my test selling here in Newcastle. And it is but no, a surgical mask, Teresa, okay, a surgical mask will prevent you from spreading the germs. A surgical masks are good when you have a cold. Yes, they work. If you've got the cold, then a surgical mask is the best way to protect it. That's why doctors wear them. See, the doctors wear a mask not to infect them, it's to stop them from infecting a patient with any germs. Because when we talk, we spit. This is why socialisation is recommended 1.5 metres. So many times after the last couple of days, every time I talk to someone, they've walked close to me. I say, please do not walk close to me. I'm practising social isolation. No, but Teresa, if you're not sick, right, you should be smart on it. There's a pandemic happening, Teresa, in your country. Your country's got it just as bad as us, if not more. You should be wearing an N97 mask. That's to protect you. Look at China. How many times you see video of China, they're all wearing masks? See, they've been through many epidemics. That's why whenever there's a problem, they don't just wear it for pollution. They either wear it because they're sick. In Japan, sick people wear masks. Japan's probably the only country where the sick do wear masks all the time. Doesn't matter where you live, Teresa. Don't care what fucking people say. Say, I'm trying to stop the spread of fucking the pandemic and I'm trying not to die. But a surgical mask is not going to, unfortunately, is not going to protect you from the pandemic. That will protect everybody else from you spreading it. And yes, even if you don't have coronavirus, you can be a carrier. You still have to practice the same stuff as everybody fucking else. And if you don't practice these sort of techniques, everybody fucking else is going to get sick because of you. If you've been near someone that's ill, You should automatically start wearing a fucking mask. If you weren't protected when you were near that person, you should be wearing a mask. Oh, Greg, I tell you now, I've got a respirator. I'm ready. If it gets really bad, I've got mine ready. I'll be fucking wearing mine, and trust me, mine's. I use the good cartridges. You want to know something? I tried to buy the cartridges the other day for it so I could rechange the cartridges. Can't fucking buy the cartridges. Fuck. Oh, you need good fucking gas level fucking ones to be really safe. Mine's a gas one. I can, go near anything and not get sick from the chemicals. After my 3 days in the stove, in my life, I don't know if the others had worked in it, but in my life, I worked in a place called BHP, which is BHP Steel. Worked there for 3 days. My job was to clean the bricks out of the stove. Do you know what those bricks were made of? Asbestos. Do you know what they gave us? An N94 mask. The basic mask. They're real basic ones, got no protection, just paper. And I think that's where the notice come from. It's sort of, how would someone know if they carry it? You don't. If you've been near somebody that's sick, if they've spoken to you, you could be a carrier. That simple. This is why pandemics happen. Because I was sort of like, someone else was sick, I'm okay, don't worry about it. So many people say, I'm sick, it's just a cold, don't worry about it. This is how pandemics happen. If you're near anybody, see, I know I've been near someone with a cold. I'm practicing the right thing. I'm wearing a mask when I'm in public because I know I've got the flu. I tell them to wipe down the terminal after I've used it. And see, you know, this is something else as well. Every can of food you have bought since the pandemic has started, guess what? You need to sanitize every can. Get some alcohol and water it down a little bit more. Sanitizers are about 20% alcohol. So you could put a litre to a litre of 40% alcohol. We'll bring it down to 20% alcohol. And you mix that with your... Oh, hang on, no, it's not a litre. Shit. Oh, I'd have to get the calculator. But the thing is, it's sort of... You can prevent it. You can do everything to prevent this from getting any worse, folks. Because it's up to us. We are the only people that can stop this. Us. We are the cause of the pandemic, but it's up to us to stop it. The only way we are going to stop it is by self-isolation. And what is self-isolation? Self-isolation is 1.5 metres. Unfortunately, I was closer than 1.5 metres when my teacher was sick. I should have sat down the back of the room. But the problem is, he's walking around that room, those germs were spreading in that room. That's why half the class is sick. But some of those have actually gone to class. Dettol is a natural sanitizer. You can't drink it, but it is. That's one thing you should never share. See, okay, if you are out there and you're a smoker, this is for the cannabis protester in every channel. If you are a smoker and you smoke with a bong, one thing you should never do is share your bong, especially during a pandemic or even an epidemic. If they have a cold, don't use their bong. I have never shared a bong in my whole life. Do you know what I've done? If something has happened, then when I was younger, I went to someone's house and they had a cold or something like that. So you got another Coke bottle? They said, what do you want a Coke bottle for? I said, I want to make a temporary bong so I can have a smoke or roll a joint. Don't share a bong. Don't share a cup. Don't share anything when you are sick or someone is sick with you, right? If you have a sick child at home, don't let them sit at the kitchen table with you. So I've seen so many people. I know. How do I know? Because when I was sick, my mum and dad used to make me sit down and eat my meal with everybody else. Next thing you know, the whole family is sick. Do you know, if you're a family, everybody's got a family. Everybody's got a fucking family. You greedy prick. What? Eh? Sorry, Greg, I don't share bongs. I'm sorry. I haven't smoked for 30 fucking years, so it's cool, man. I don't need to worry about it any fucking more. But I didn't do it in the old days. I never shared a bong. I always used to make a separate one while I was at it. I have used Coke cans. I've used everything to make sure that I still could join into the party, but I didn't use their bong. They were sick. But this is how people get sick. This is why. Oh, so many people, have a bit of a me drink. Bang. You got their cold, you've got their herpes and shit like that. It's sort of, herpes simplex is shared not just by kissing somebody, you can get it from their glass and everything. It's sort of, you've got to be careful of what you do. If you're at somebody's house and then you know they've got herpes simplex, make sure you wash that glass yourself before you use it. Instead of, you don't know if they've just rinsed that out after they've used it. Some people do. They just rinse it out with water and then fucking give it to everybody. I know a few people that have done that in my life. My wife, the biggest offender. Didn't get simplex off her, got a cold off her that way. And your partners, when your partner is sick, don't fucking sleep in the same fucking bed as them. Either don't put them on the couch because everybody puts on the couch. You go and sleep on the couch. That's what I used to do. My wife's saying, why are you sleeping on the couch? You got a cold. That I've been doing all my life. And it's sort of like my wife used to get so pissed off because when I lived in Queensland, the weather up there can be a bit fucked. And the thing is, it's sort of, I know you're joking, Greg, yeah, I know. But the thing is, it's sort of, when you are out there and everything with your family, you've got to make sure, and this is one thing, when your children are sick, you must make sure they don't go and drink out of bottles, because so many kids drink out of bottles. If they are sick, give them their own fucking bottle. Say, if you're going to drink out of anything, drink out of this. I'll give you a tip with orange juice too when you've got kids. Do what I do with I do it naturally with my orange juice. I make sure I get 100% orange juice. And the first thing I do when I get home is water it down. I get 4 litres of drink. I've been doing that for years. How did I learn about that? I worked it out pretty much with my mum. I could never work out why the orange juice never tasted the same as the one I bought at the shop. And I caught Mum doing it one day. Mum's at the kitchen counter and she's sitting there with 2 bottles, tipping one into the other, getting the equal amount and then putting them down and then going and filling another one up with water and then pouring the water into it. And we eventually worked out why the orange juice never tasted as good as the shops. We used to think it was just shit orange juice she was buying. But she'd always water it down. Guess what? I do that to this day. Makes the orange juice last longer. That way you're getting water and orange juice. But see, these are the things that can stop a pandemic, and because it's us, we are the cause of the pandemic. We are. And until you start practicing good hygiene, and so many people, and when I say you've got to start practicing good hygiene, it's not just about washing your hands, it's about wearing a mask. And you may have to do that sometimes. Wear a mask. Because if you don't do that, you're a fucking idiot. And you really are. How many times, okay, as I said, everybody's got a family. When you were growing up, how many times when one of you's got a cold or you got a cold? Everybody got a cold. And what did Mum say? Oh, don't worry about it. Let them all get it. If you're a mother like that, you're a fucking bitch. If you're a father like that, you're a fuckwit. And you keep that kid isolated. Oh, no, they all need to get it. It's just like with measles. Oh, one of them's got me. That's something else. Your kid's got measles. Don't fucking let him go and play with the kid down the street. Keep him away from your own fucking children. These are things that we don't practice. My family is responsible for me getting sick so many fucking times And like I used to say, one of the others goes, "Oh, I don't want to get sick. I don't want to go." Don't worry about it. If you get it sick, you go get it at once. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. How many fucking mothers out there do that? Think about it. See, it's us that are causing these fucking pandemics. Oh, it's just a cold. Don't worry about it. It's just a cold. Don't worry about it. Just a cold. Don't worry about it. Now, someone said something to me today and last night. Same thing. What about all the nightclubs? You still can go out into the nightclubs. And I think it was Greg that said that. Was it you that said that last night? Someone else said that same thing today. Oh, I couldn't go to the football on the weekend. They shut the weekend down. Oh, that was it. That was the thing that my other social friend on YouTube was talking about. He's worried that they've cancelled some of his shows. He's more worried about his money because they cancelled his shows. Mass gathering. Oh, but everybody can go to the nightclub. See, this is where it comes up to us. Trust me, if you don't go to the nightclub can make it without you. They've got so much money, a nightclub could shut down for a month because they make so much money out of you. I won't tell you how, actually, I suppose it wouldn't matter. Like, I don't work there anymore. I've done the bank run I used to do the bank run for the boss. And on one of our best days in the club, we took 75 grand that night, $75,000. I had the luxury of getting it to the bank. And scared the shit out of me taking that much money to the bank, the way I was told to take it. Let's just say I didn't listen to him. I took it another way, and I took it the safe way. But the whole thing is, they make enough money in a nightclub in one night to last that club and last the owner, and he could pay his staff for a whole fucking month with what they make in one night. Trust me, they make enough money. So don't worry about going to the club. If you get sick, don't go to the club. If you've got a cold, don't go to the club because you're spreading the fucking flu. And during this, H1N1, I caught that. I caught the H1N1. And I got pretty crook, actually. I was sick for 5 weeks when the H1N1 went around. But you know how I caught it? I caught it off a fucking friend. And this is why we get epidemics. This is why so many people get sick. But the power to stop these things from happening is not just with our governments, it's with us. Now let's talk about the government for a minute. If one country gets it, the border should have been shut then. The border should have been shut that moment and said, look, we're not letting anybody in. Next fucking pandemic, I hear about something happening in another country, I'm going to be fucking ringing you and say, why haven't you closed our fucking border yet? Right? And it should be up to the countries where tourists are to look after the people that are stuck in their countries. We have to do it now. We've got to now do it to the people that are stuck here because they've just done it to every tourist that just come here. So that's something that the government's got to get and do. They're going to have to make sure that the hotels aren't going to gouge the patrons with room service. They're going to have to make sure that the room service is made at an affordable price so that the people can afford the food while they are stuck in isolation. Because that person's going to be stuck in that girl's going to be stuck in that room for 2 fucking weeks. And if she doesn't stay in the room, guess what? She's going to get arrested. Because what they don't realise is the government knows where the fuck they are. And if you are watching this video and you're a tourist in Australia and you start wandering around, if you just got here, yeah, you're an arsehole. But the thing is, we are the ones that can stop this. It can be stopped. But it's not just up to the government to stop a pandemic. It's up to us. It is up to us to stop the pandemic by practicing all these safe practices. And how can we stop the next one? By starting wearing a mask when you fucking got a cold, when you got the fucking flu, when you got this. Don't just say, oh, I'm not going to work. Become a fucking prepper so you got enough food to last you. Yes, your bills might get behind, but ring your companies up and say, look, I can't pay the electrical bill. I can't go to work because I'm sick. So please just give me a bit of time to pay it. Guess what? They will give you that fucking time. And if they don't, ring up the ombudsman, ring up whoever you can to fucking make sure that they do it. Yeah, domestic flights should be shut down. These politicians shouldn't be running around all over the country at the moment. It's sort of, they were talking about that today, that they're worried that their politicians are going to get sick because of all the running around they do. They should be shut down. Those meetings should be shut down. This is the only way, because if they don't stop the movement of people, yes, food, there should be priority. During a pandemic, what are the priorities? One, okay, and I've got to say this, breathalyzers are going to have to stop, otherwise coppers are going to fucking get sick. Make them do it, they're going to have to go back to a fucking field sobriety test to make sure that they don't get sick when they're out there. Yes, if they turn around and fucking find someone that's drunk, yes, then breathalyze them, but they should be wearing the same mask that lady in the clinic wore today. Man, you should have seen it. She walked out of the room, let me in, sat me down, walked right away. She stayed right away from me. And, mate, she come back in the room. She didn't just have an N97 underneath. She had the surgical mask over the top. And then she had the visor, because, trust me, you need those. I don't know why the computer didn't allow that. But the thing is, it sort of... oh, Greg, you know you can block anybody and, like, approve comments and all that thing as well. That's one of the advantages of being a moderator. Yeah, transport, public transport. Mate, it should be one person, one seat. And, oh, the buses are... If you see someone on a bus and everything like this is where the only way that it's going to stop is if they start practicing these things now. One thing, I reckon, if you catch a bus, you must wear a mask. It's sort of, and if people don't have them, the transport company should have like masks on their buses, so that people can be given a mask. If they don't have a mask, they should give that person a mask to protect them. During a pandemic, if people have got to go to work, they should be made to wear a mask. Unfortunately, I've been telling my sister to wear a mask at work. She works in a retail outlet, and I'm so fucking worried about her, because she doesn't know where the fuck her customers have come from. And yet she's highly at risk because she's dealing with the public. I know how she does it. She's up and close and personal with them all the time. She should be given a mask. Every employer should be giving them a mask. The government should be at the moment worrying about masks more than anything. Because the problem is 90% of masks at the moment, I'd say even close to 100% of masks have come from China. They're unsafe to get them from China now. I actually can't. I lost what was it, $6 today. I cancelled an order from China. I spent about $500 to get something that I had to purchase and everything for somebody. It's sort of, because I do a bit of I don't know what the actual words called, saucer. Sometimes I've got contacts around the world and everything like that through my old business contacts. Sometimes people ask me to source stuff. And someone asked me to source something for them the other day, and I said, look, the only place I'll source it from is Australia on eBay. And I said, look, you can do that. Oh, no, I don't have time. Can you do it for me? So I did. I sourced it for them. I charged them $20. Well, that's my fee. If someone wants me to source something for them, charged $20 for sourcing it. But I didn't buy it from overseas. I made sure that was coming from Australia. I even contacted the seller. I said, where is the location of the goods? It's not one of these ones where you're going to drop ship it. And they said, no, it will be there in 2 days. Gave them the address of the person that I was sourcing it for. Sourced it. I'd already been given the money to source it with my fee, and I sourced it from Australia. She knew that it was coming from Australia, and I made sure it was coming from Australia. At the moment, buying on eBay from China is bad. Buying anything out of China. As I said, I lost $6. I ordered a couple of light globes from China. Oh no, was it 6 light globes? I paid $1 each for them, and I cancelled it today. Cancelled the order. I said, oh, this is why eBay didn't give me my money back, but I had to take the risk and everything, and because of the simple thing, because they hadn't actually sent them yet, luckily, because of all the stuff that's going on. So I just cancelled the order. I'm going to contact eBay and ask them if I can get my money back, tell them the reason why. But see, buying stuff on eBay that is drop shipped from China, bad. This is how I think how the coronavirus has gotten into the country. It may not have actually got through to say, yeah, there's a couple of people that, yes, did bring it in, but China is where it came from. People source things from China every day. See, this is another major problem. At the sign of an epidemic in a country, any product from that country should be shut down. Yet we're still allowing those products coming into the country. This is something else I'm going to be talking to the Minister's office about tomorrow, because these are dangerous products, because the moment they're coming from a country, like anywhere, every country, it's in not every country now, and you buy anything from anywhere, it's from overseas, you are risking bringing the coronavirus into your home. How many people didn't think about that one? How many people buy stuff on eBay? 90% of stuff on eBay is sourced from China and drop shipped to you. Unless it's clearly stated item location, always look at the item location. Look where it's coming from. And if you live in Australia, you put Australia only, and that way you know that that product's coming from Australia. It was sent long before, because these people have shipped it over long before the virus, and it's still made in China, but it was sourced here a long time ago. And like Australia's going to have to quarantine a lot of stuff, and we're not quarantining that stuff at the moment. It should be quarantined. You think about it, surgical masks come from China. Yet I know we used to have 3 companies in Australia that made surgical masks, they made dust masks, they made everything. Because I remember quite clearly when I did the asbestos on my home here, I actually deliberately sourced my masks coming from Australia, because at the time, I think it was the N1H1, and I made sure those masks had made in Australia on it. So, and trust me, there's a lot of manufacturers out there that have machinery. I have machinery. I have an injection moulding machine stuck in storage that I pay $400 a month. It's worth it. Trust me, the machine's worth about $200,000. I'm paying $400 a month to keep it in storage. I need that when I've got the money to get it out and start using that machine to make more stock. I have been sourcing my stock. At the moment, I've got someone that's making it the same price that I can make it for. So there's no sense in getting that machine out at the moment, because I don't have anywhere to put that machine. And when I've got enough money to get that machine out of storage, I'll get it out of storage. But see, people like me have done that with their machines. Oh, what if we can't get it at that price? We're not going to get this, we'll put it in storage. There are idiots that go out and sell them. That's actually how I got my machine so cheaply. Because trust me, it's actually worth a lot more than $200,000. It was back before I went up sick and couldn't work anymore, and I used to have a fair bit of capital. And the thing is, it's been kept in storage. Now, most companies still do this. Yeah, the thing is, Greg, that's everything can still be dropped. No, it can't be. Like, look at the delivery day. Look at the guaranteed delivery day. If they guarantee it within 2 weeks and it says Australia, you know it's coming from another country. And if they say guaranteed to be 2-day delivery, and look at the postage, look at all that sort of stuff when you buy something on eBay. But sometimes, yes, drop shipping companies will drop ship and you've still got a 2-day to 3-day or a week, you know that's not coming from China. But yes, they've a lot of these companies have got Chinese companies as well, but they've got big warehouses here in Australia. And the thing I bought for my friend is actually from one of those companies. But they would have had to bring that into the country 6 months ago, minimum 6 months ago, because they've had that stock for a long time. So you just look at these things and you look, okay, I'm buying something from eBay, it's coming from America, and you've got to look at the item's location. eBay has all that information there. See, at the moment, I think eBay may have been the cause of the virus getting in Australia. It could have been the cause of getting into all the countries, because eBay still operates. Think about it, folks. See, China didn't shut down straight away. Coronavirus was in there for some time. They just covered the fact up. Why did they cover it up? I think they're afraid that we're going to cut down all our trade. We should cut down our trade with them. Well, not anything coming out of China at the moment is not going to be safe for 12 fucking months. So if you used to be a mask manufacturer out there, get your fucking factory running again. Make masks. If you're a company that makes anything that is now in short supply because it came from China, all those factories used to be made here. A lot of those people still have the machinery. There's also places like Maxon Machinery here, there in Newcastle region. Maxon Machinery have all the machines that people decided to sell. You go to them and you buy stuff. That's where I bought my machine, was Maxon Machinery. I got it for, what was it, a fifth of the price that it would have cost me to buy it new. It was almost new, and I still paid good money for it. But back then I had the money. But these are the things, and our people out there in Australia, in America, at the moment you should only be buying either Australian made, American, whatever country you live in. Your factories could reopen in a heartbeat. Think of the jobs that would happen. We'd get jobs again. People would be able to go out and get work again because our factories are open up. Why did they shut down? Because those arseholes wanted to make more money, get it made in China. But luckily with me, my product can be made here for the same fucking price as it's made in China. But if I get it made in China, then I've got to pay postage. And not postage, I've got to pay for transport to get the product fucking back. So it's actually going to cost me more to make it in China. Anything made with oil, i.e. plastic or anything like that, yes, the ZS is made of plastic, made from oil, even though I hate oil products. But these are the different things that actually are out there. It's up to us to stop these things from happening. It's only us that can stop a pandemic, and it's us that are responsible, not just the government. It's us that are spreading the disease through things like buying things from China. Things like buying things from Italy at the moment is a very bad idea. Companies that have brought stuff in a long time ago, yeah, you still can buy that stuff. You still can buy it from Australia. Just look where the fuck it's coming from. Look, make sure it's made in your country or it's in storage in your country. It'll be safe. If it's in your country, it's safe. We all can stop this, but it's up to us. If we don't practice all these things now. Yeah. If you bought something months ago, yeah. See, that's why eBay takes so long, because most of it comes by ship mail. If you pay a lot of money, you get it by airmail. You think about it, coughing and things like that. Most of these epidemics that have travelled around the world from China, N1H1, I reckon it was eBay that caused... G'day, Riley, how are you? I reckon it was eBay, because there's a lady in Newcastle Hospital who doesn't know where she got it from. That's something I should do. Actually, I'm gonna do that while I'm fucking on the phone right now. Where are we? I'm actually going to ring the hospital because this lady didn't know about it. And I'm actually going to tell them. Ask this lady. And you hear the call? Okay, there we go. I'm going to call them now. I'm seriously going to do that because this could be the answer to that lady's problem. They're most probably not watching the stream, but so I'm going to ring them. I do stuff like this in my life. It's sort of, I find a cause or find a problem, I ring people and talk to people and try and solve problems. I've always done that. That's what I'm doing tonight, trying to solve this fucking problem by getting everybody to fucking realise that we're the cause. I'm not going to tell them what I'm doing. Yep, so we're waiting for the hospital to answer there at the moment.
Calvary Motor, how may I help you?
Yeah, hi, how are you? Look, you guys have got a victim up there of the coronavirus, right, at the moment, and she doesn't know how she caught it because she hasn't been overseas or anything like that. This is a question that you might want to ask her. Because I was just doing, no, please listen to me, you need to pass this on. This could actually be the cause of her virus, right?
Do you want me to find out where the patient is?
No, I don't need to talk to the thing. You need to contact your bosses the moment I get off the phone. And the thing is, well, I was just doing a live stream, and we came up, we were talking about how eBay could be the possible cause of it getting into Australia. Because she might have bought something from China or one of the countries. You should have asked her, has she actually bought anything from eBay? I've got a funny feeling you're going to get the answer yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because you think about it, it's stuff coming from China. We didn't know about the virus straight up. They're not telling anybody. eBay's been functioning quite well. If she's bought something from China, you might need to tell the doctors that they need to check if she has bought anything from eBay or anything online, because most of the stuff online, Kogan, all those other sites come from China. Even Amazon Australia, some of that stuff comes from China.
Okay.
Yeah, tell them to ask him.
Know this patient?
No, I don't know. No, I don't know the patient.
Okay.
We were discussing it online, and I decided to give you a call because I never thought of that, because it's in the papers that she doesn't know how she caught the virus. This could have been the cause of the virus. I'm going to ring the minister. I'm going to ring the Minister of Health tomorrow and talk to him about it. Because
that's probably a good idea, actually.
Yeah.
Because I guess that is a possibility.
yeah, can you please pass that on, because it's sort of thing. Oh, by the way, you're now famous because everybody around the world's listening to you. So. Yeah, we just started discussing that on YouTube, and I thought I'd better ring you and let you know, because it is a great possible cause of coming into Australia.
Okay,
I bet you that's how she caught it. She's most probably bought something online, it's came from China, and she has caught something, because everybody buys everything from China now.
Okay.
Yep, and I bet you they never thought to ask us a question like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyhow,
Thanks,
no worries. Can you
I'll
please,
pass it on.
definitely pass it on. Thank you very much.
Okay.
And you're famous. You're on
Bye.
YouTube. Bye. There you go, folks. Yep. So this is what I mean. Even eBay could be the cause. This is maybe how she got it, because there's an actual news article. Where is it? Where is it? I'm actually going to call it up. Woman can track smarter hospital. Woman with corona virus. And I'll read out the story to you as well. Second case, coronavirus under transmission. There it is. Get my famous little reader up, because I was reading that only today. That story. Why the fuck didn't that work? There it is. So this was the coronavirus. Yep. I'm going to get the whole story in so you can all hear it, because I bet you 10 to 1 this is how she got it. I'm going to get the computer to read it for you. Because, okay, she doesn't know how she got it. But I bet you, 10 to 1, they go and find out, I bet you 10 to 1, this is how she caught it. I never even thought of that, actually.
Second case of coronavirus in Hunter, but transmission source unknown. Michael Paris local news comments a woman in her 60s has been confirmed as the second person in the Hunter to have COVID-19. Hunter New England Health said on Saturday that it did not know how or where the woman had contracted the coronavirus, but she had attended the Mater Hospital's oncology unit as an outpatient between March 4th and 12th. Anyone who attended the Calvary Mater Newcastle Radiation Oncology Unit between March 4th and March 12th, 2020 should be alert for fever or respiratory symptoms, HNEH said. If they develop any of these symptoms, they should contact their GP or present to an emergency department. The number of Hunter people confirmed with coronavirus jumped to 5 as NSW Health Minister Brad Hazard linked the Oakville winery with the COVID-19 cases on Monday, March 16th. Read more. Hunter sporting, cultural events in chaos. Nights fans take last chance to see team live. 2 men dead after Qatar shooting. The health service was contacting patients and staff who might have been in contact with the woman. The woman has not traveled internationally recently and is classified as a local transmission case. HNEH's Director of Health Protection, Dr. David Durheim, said the service had identified anyone else who might have been in close contact with the woman and they were in isolation for 2 weeks.
So, she works in a winery. The winery might have bought something from China. You never know. You never know.
We're still investigating the transmission source. Obviously, we try to find the source of every single case, and there's a rigorous process for doing that, he said. Whether she was infected by a visitor to Australia or some other person, we do not know. Dr. Durheim said health services were not revealing how many people had been in close contact with COVID-19 patients. He said the vast majority of transmissions were from people who had already developed COVID-19 symptoms, which helped identify infection sources. HNEH was providing care and support to the woman, who also was in isolation at home and doing well. They will be contacted.
Yeah, hi, look, I think you're capable of passing this message on. Look, I've actually was doing a live stream on YouTube, and one of the subjects that came up was eBay purchasing and everything, and the possible spread of the virus, because stuff is still coming out of eBay. And I've just rang the Mater, just let the Mater know, because that is a possible question they need to ask that woman, that they don't know where she contracted the virus, because she had no contact and hadn't been overseas. And this could be why you're getting so many people coming up with suspected coronavirus. I was one of those people today myself. And in the discussion, it came up that eBay could be the possible cause, because we're still buying stuff out of China. And this woman needs to be asked, and you need to start asking that question as well. Has anybody purchased anything online from China, i.e. Amazon? It could have come, because a lot of stuff is all drop shipped from China. And because we know what the virus, it's a touch thing. Someone with the virus in China could have touched it. And this needs to be passed on to your superiors as well. Could you please do that?
Okay, sure. Okay,
All right, thank you. Bye. And the good thing about these people, they will actually pass that on. I do know that. And you never ever know. So you've got to think about stuff like that. The shit, is the stuff I'm buying from coming from fucking China? Yeah, it's going to cripple China, like their so-called booming economy, but it might cripple that for a while this virus is, but I'm going to make sure everything coming from China is stopped. Yeah. And eBay's going to have to refund a lot of money. Because I bet you 10 to 1, I bet you this is how it got into most countries. I bet you it came from China through eBay. I reckon it's come more from eBay, or more from Amazon, or more from all these sites that drop ship And yes, Amazon, a lot of stuff, not everything on Amazon is from Amazon factory or warehouse in Sydney. Some of that stuff has been drop shipped. You go to, what's that, Banggood, one of the others had problems with Banggood. That could be one of the causes of this virus spreading so fucking quickly, because China never told anybody, and yet they were shipping out so much stuff. Everything went through the post. How many people had coronavirus before? Look at the amount of cases in China of the coronavirus. How many of those worked in the postal industry? Oh, I'm being hacked. Holy shit, I'm being hacked. Oh, I don't think they like what I'm talking about. Yeah, I had the hacking warning come up just then. So I'm going to go back to playing this.
Every day by the Public Health Unit to check that they are well, and any contact who develops COVID-19 symptoms will be tested for the infection. HNEH said there was no connection between the second case and a Hunter man in his 70s who developed COVID-19 this week after being in Italy. Dr. Durkheim said Australians owed a debt of gratitude to people forced into isolation for 2 weeks. They're making a wonderful contribution, he said.
See, the problem is, it's too late now. It's already here. So now we've got to stop the spread. So it's already in your country. It's in your country already. But the thing is, we can stop bringing more infected goods. Everything that's coming out of China right at this very minute should be stopped. And I mean it should be stopped. Not allowed into our countries. You should ring your hospitals up as well. If you're in America, ring a hospital up and say, look, have you guys thought of asking the question, have they purchased anything from online? Because 90% of online products are drop shipped. 90% are drop shipped from China. It's how people make their money. Yes, Amazon does have a certain amount of stock out of China. And this could be a cause, because we know it's not air transmitted. We know it's a touch thing. You've only got to touch something that the infected person has touched, and that could spread and give you the virus. Think about it, folks. Think about it. We need to start looking at that. Every department store, I know if it came in before Christmas 2020, ask your store, when did they import it from China? Because even big fashion brands get it made in China. Anything before Christmas, yeah. Fucking oath, that's very good, Rayla. Yeah. We need to look at this. We need to make sure, and then we should be avoiding, actually, when we think about it, we should all be wearing bandanas. Don't buy new masks. If they're getting new masks in, ask them when did they get it in. That mask could actually give you the virus. Think about it. If someone in that factory had the idiot sense to go to work, but I don't know about that so much, because in those factories I'm pretty sure they're forced into pretty high hygiene. Anything to do with, I know in a tattoo factory, tattoo needle factory, yeah, they go through some pretty strict stuff. They're not allowed, mate, they wear some pretty intense stuff. But you've got to think about it. eBay, fuck, they don't have to follow those laws. That person that's drop shipping might be storing that stock at home, right? And some of the small, because a lot of the stuff, I'll give you an example on Alibaba and things like that. And yeah, I know I've lost $6, but I was smart enough to cancel my order. Are you? How much stuff have you got coming from China right at this very fucking moment? Did you order it just before we found out about fucking China? Think about it. I'm going to leave it right there with you. I'm going to ring me family now, and I'm going to let them know, don't check that they haven't bought anything from China, because I reckon this is how it got into our country. I really do. I truly think this is how it's got into our country. And yeah, it's sort of, we need to think about these things, folks, and that's something I never thought about. When I brought up the subject, I actually never thought about it until the other day, and then I never thought about that lady because I remembered about that just then, that she contracted it but didn't know how she got it. And I bet you this is how it might have got into Sydney. Someone might have bought something from Sydney and everything like that because they don't know how it got in the nursing home. It's thing. I'm about to ring, after ringing my family, I'm going to ring the press. I bet you this one gets on. I bet you this is the only time I've ever rang the newsroom and the story gets on the news. But yeah, we actually need to think about where we're buying our stuff from, folks. Think about it. And I'll leave that one with you. Thank you all for joining me, and I'll get back to fighting cannabis tomorrow when I get on the phone. I'm going to talk to the Minister about this tomorrow. This is going to be another subject I'm going to talk to his office about. So those of you out there that have joined me for this video, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and don't forget to click that little bell that you can see him clicking there in that little box down the bottom, because if you don't click that little bell like that, you're never going to get notified of my videos. So thank you very much, and if you have not yet signed up to the Cannabis Protester channel, the name is actually up on the screen, and you need to go there and subscribe, because I'm doing a lot more videos over there at the moment. Those of you watching my normal channel, yes, I will be doing a video on that subject. It won't go to that channel, it will only go to my channels for that subject. And yeah, I'm going to discuss it because there's been few things that I've been seeing and hearing, and yeah, I want to talk about other things. Everybody knows what I want to talk about, those that already subscribe. And yeah, I'm going to try and do that video yeah, in a few days. So thank you very much for watching, and I'm going to catch you all later. Have a good day, and I might give you a tingle tomorrow, Greg. So yeah, and think about it. What have you just bought from eBay or anything online in the last few weeks since the this thing started? I'm going to catch you all later. Have a good day, and yeah, see ya. Bye. Yeah, and wake the fuck up. You're the one that can stop the pandemic, and you're the one that's helping the pandemic. See you all later. And share this video.